Well, here we are again, sitting in our virtual radio entrepreneur studios, talking to entrepreneurs one after another, piling up the numbers, learning how people are creating success and wealth, we hope, in this economy. Our next guest is Carlos Ventura, CEO and founding partner of Feast and Fettle. Hello, Carlos.
How's it going, Jeff? How are you?
I'm good. Tell us about Feast and Fettle.
Yeah, so Feast and Fettle, put very simply, is a hospitality business. And we are in the business of saving busy families time. Today, we do that through a vertically integrated, fully home-cooked meal delivery service. We've been going at it since 2016. I joined in 2018, 2 years after my other founding partners had started the business. And a little bit of serendipity. I was, did the whole consulting and investment banking route, joined a startup over in Europe called Deliveroo, which so happened to be a food tech business. And when I was thinking of moving back to the US and starting my own thing, again, serendipity, I had two very close friends that gave me a ring and said, hey, we've got this private chef service going on. And since 2018, we decided to, go for it. And yeah, it's been a wild ride.
Wow, that's interesting, having been around the food business for over 50 years. Where are you mostly distributing?
Yeah, so we have a commissary based in East Providence. We've had the same commissary. I kind of smile because the same commissary when it's 2,600 square feet, and now it's 28,000 square feet, but same facility, East Providence. We have a distribution center in Port Chester, New York, and that allows us to do distribution across 7 states. So Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Maine, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York. And yeah, continuing to expand county by county.
You have partners in this business?
Investor partners?
Sure.
Yeah, we have an investor, a primary investor, family office, Salem Capital. Another serendipitous moment where we had partnered with a bakery here in Rhode Island called Seven Stars Bakery. And when Salem Capital invested in Seven Stars Bakery, naturally we got connected. And yeah, they really helped us primarily from a CapEx perspective, because it's a CapEx heavy business. We need the infrastructure, particularly as we were scaling through COVID. And yeah, it's been a great partnership. Been with them since 2020, and yeah, been super lucky from that perspective because I've been on the other side with VCs, and that's just a different story.
So what distinguishes your business from others like yours?
Yeah, I think there's a few things, and I think when you first asked me, what are we about, right? Like I have to say we're a hospitality business. Everyone likes the sexy, hey, we're a technology business, or hey, we're AI business now, right? Those are just enablers, right? At the end of the day, the customer, you're solving a problem for the customer. And when we think about it from that, we've always thought about it from that lens. We so happen to do meal delivery today, right? That could evolve, that could change over time. But what makes us very special and very different is because of that specific lens, everything down from the design of the product, how we service our customers, it's extraordinarily hands-on. It's extraordinarily important to pay attention to detail because we are essentially really taking a very important time, right? Like this is dinner time. And so you can't really mess it up. And when you do mess it up, because you can, this is the food business, you want a partner that will fix it. And we've been known for that since day one, really starting as a private chef service, and we've scaled up that hospitality. And so it's not one thing, but it's a combination of all the little things that make us different and special. And yeah, we've continued to see success when I think a lot of folks in this space, you've seen a lot of folks raise a bunch of money, you see a lot of like meal delivery ads, and they've had retention problems, they've had product problems, and we have not experienced that same trend because again, I think primarily because of the lens.
Is this mostly home delivery or is it to facilities?
99% home delivery. We have some like deliveries to corporates, but we own the whole stack. So, I don't know if you're on Cape Cod, so, you might have seen Feast and Fettle delivery vans around the Cape, but we own that end user experience. It's very, very important for us. And yeah, it's 99%, direct to consumer.
And I was gonna ask you another question, and then I forgot it because I was listening to you. I apologize for that one. What's next for Feast and Fettle?
Yeah, a few things. I think, going back to the lens of the customer, right now our product is, it's a pretty easy to use, right? Like you log on, you place your meals for the week, and great. We deliver you, a few dinners for so you don't have to cook during the week. And I think that in itself is pretty special. But I want it to feel magical. I want it to feel seamless. I want it to feel intuitive. We know, we know who's in the household. We know, essentially contextually what mood you're in. We know all of your specific allergens. If you're customizing dishes, so like if you constantly remove tomatoes from all your salads, we know this information. And we want to start to utilize that information to essentially embed ourselves in the lifestyles of our customers in a more seamless fashion. You shouldn't have to log in every single week and select all your meals because we have a really good idea of what you would select. So I think there's an evolution of the actual product and that will take some time, right? I mean, now that we have tools such as AI, we are able to do this at scale. So that's one piece. The second piece is geographic expansion. So you may have noticed, we recently expanded into Brooklyn and Lower Manhattan. And, we're very ambitious here. We think we have a very special product and special service. And we expand very, very slowly and smartly. And so you'll see us move further into New York City later this year. And yeah, we're just excited for, what's to come again, because we really think we've figured out meal delivery when I think a lot of folks have not.
Interesting. Technology changing the way you do business?
Absolutely. I mean, I just touched on, how I'm thinking about the product evolution over time, but, just day to day, right? We have custom GPTs for all of our customer service agents dealing with very specific, unique use cases. We're using it for analytics. We're using it for predictive ordering. We're using it across the entire organization. And I'm smirking because we're hospitality service and, we have 300 employees. And so I think technology and utilizing it to ensure that it's always working on behalf of the customer and improving the customer experience is something we've always been on the forefront on, especially in this space. Because if you know the hospitality or restaurant industry, it's usually maybe like a decade or two behind maybe like tech forward businesses. But I don't look at it like that. I think that there's a lot of opportunity in technology. It takes a little more nuance, right? Like sometimes the customer is our end customer. Sometimes our customer is a line cook, right? Like how can I develop technology both internally and externally that essentially makes both of my customers' lives easier? So we're using it constantly. I might be a little, obsessed with it, but I think that, once in a while you get something that really, really transforms the way we do things.
Interesting. We've been speaking with Carlos Ventura, CEO and founding partner of Feast Fettle. You're making me hungry. There's no doubt about it. And I guess that's part of your objective, to get me a little bit hungry from what you're talking about. You said you do a lot of specialty things with people. You do a lot of specialty foods for people, let's say diabetes, celiac. So you will customize for the particular needs of people and their diets, protein.
Yeah, so yes and no. So I think the lens that we look at it through is we want to be able to provide a home cooked meal for anyone in the household, irrespective of diet. So that all starts, in my opinion, right up front with the ingredient selection across the entire product suite. So you have to use high quality ingredients. And then as that moves through the product selection, you have to allow the customer to personalize and to customize. And everything from our product design, right? Like, so we do entrees and sides. Why is the entree separate from the side? Well, because we can mix and match. You can accommodate more allergens. So we don't ever really, we're not like diet forward. I think a lot of the times, this is also kind of like one of the death traps for some services where you can lean a little too heavy into a specific diet. However, irrespective of what diet you're on, you can certainly order from us. And that's essentially how we've designed it from the ground up. So we allow customers, irrespective of diet, to make it work for them and their families.
Very exciting, Carlos. Somebody wants to know more about Feast Fettle. How would they find you?
Yeah, and pretty straightforward about Feast Fettle. It's feastandfettle.com. And if you want to find me, I'm pretty active on LinkedIn, Carlos Ventura. Yeah, we'd love to connect.
Thanks for being on the show today. We hope you come back again. Remind everybody, this is Radio Entrepreneurs.